Hello everyone, welcome to another Java tutorial. Today I will be going over system.out.format. Now, you might be wondering if it is similar to system.out.println, which is used to print out strings and pretty much anything that you can imagine, um, as long as it has a numerical value or a string value. Uh, and yes, they are very similar to each other, except that system out of format allows you to have these kind of characters, the modulus, dot, to, and f, and there's other ones as well. But it pretty much allows you to add specific, allows you to customize the kind of variable that is being shown to you and show certain values or certain lengths. So let's get right into it. So let's create a new project called, well, you can call it whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it system format. Create a main class, sure, why not? So in our main class, let's do this. Let's do double pi equals 3.141592656 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It's always good to know 10 digits of pi. So now let's do system.out.println. Now when we print out pi, you will obviously see, your 3.141592656. But what happens if you just want the 3.14? Well, you could, just chop this part off and, we'd be done with the tutorial in, 2 minutes, but that's not the point. So what we're going to do is we're going to do format, right? And how format works and how it's different from println is you type in all the stuff you want in your string in here, and then you put in, like, let's say you do hello and whatnot. You have to have something in here, right? Unless you just do that, and if you run that, it will just say hello. And you do have to write your new line character, the -n. But what's different is that instead of it being the \n, you have to do modulus and or the %, whichever works for you. So how this works is when you do hello, let's say we want to print out what pi is, we do the %, or modulus, f, I believe, or yeah, f, and then pi. And if we run this, hopefully I get no errors, we get 3.14169 3.1415. So we print out just a small part of it. But what happens if we want a specific amount? So let's do 10. What happens if we want all the values? We get we get all these values. What happens if we want 3? We get just 3.1412, because the dot precision allows you to have a specific amount of precision in at least the decimal. Now what happens if we have, let's just do another number. It goes 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 5 6 7 8, and we want to do number, and we want, let's say, just 1 2 3. I believe that they do 3.3. we get 1 2 3 4 5 and out 2 6 7. So that thing gave us what we want, sadly. But if we look up numerical, actually not numerical, number format in the Google, in the dot Oracle, we get this. We get a whole bunch of stuff in here, which is really cool. So pretty much if we just scroll down, you'll see here that instead of you having, you know, 3.14159. If you do percentages, right, or if you do 10, like like if you do 10, it'll do just 1 2. So interesting. They say you get 3 1 1 2 3 4 5, but what's with the 10? You get 10 spaces, you get 3, so 0.3, right? So you get 3 precisions. You get float point, so you just get 6. You get -10, that happens. Well, let's go over other stuff that you can do with this. So if you do comma, the modulus basically is like the start of the format. Like, okay, in here we're going to do something, and you do f. What happens is that you separate. Actually, let's do 0.2. What happens is that you separate this entire big number, right? And you make it easier for the person to read, like, oh, what's that number? 12,000. But now with the comma, you're like, oh, 1 comma 12,345.6. So it makes it really easy to separate it. So let's say if you had, I don't know, just a bunch of numbers like that. Now you know, oh, it's 1,123,122. Sorry, 1,123,122,345.6. But what happens if you have change, right? And you're doing some division, and you're getting, you know, a really long amount, like a really long decimal, like 0.134 or whatever, and you just want to print out, you know, the 0.12. Well, they have something like that. In here, they have this thing called decimal format. So what it allows you to do is you input your own string, right? Your own string pattern, and then your parameter. So let's do that. So let's do decimal format df goes new decimal format with the pattern. So let's do point that, and then number. Oh, oops, add input. So the reason we're getting an error is because it's just a pattern, it's not a number. So if we take that out, we should be good. And now we do df dot format. It returns a string, obviously. So let's do system.out.print line, and if we run this, we should get that. What happens if we do just this? So we do get a number. We get the 0.67, right? The 8, because we only allow 2. But we do, let's say 1,005. We got 1,005, which is really weird. It's 1 2 3 4 5. So if we print this out, we get the 1 2 3 4 5 6. And the reason why is, normally if you think that, oh, we should only be having, you know, if your number, right, is bigger than the string pattern, it's only going to take that string pattern up to there. So I'm going to assume if we do 999, we're going to get 106, 1006, because it rounded it up. So if we do, let's see, so we only get 1005.1. So I am going to assume that if you go past at least the front part of it, it's not going to round it off, it's just going to leave how it is. But if you have more than the number of hashes in the back part of the decimal, the right side of the decimal, it will go and round it off. So what's another thing that this thing can do? So the first character, note that it immediately precedes the leftmost digit in the formatted output. So the value has 3 digits to the right of the decimal, but the pattern only has 2. The format handles this by rounding up. So pretty much the hashes don't really do anything. They're just there because the numbers here, they're saying, okay, we have 3 numbers, or it could just be even 1. And you still get this. So it doesn't matter how many you have here, I'm gonna assume. It just matters how many decimal places you want to the right, or what you want rounded up or rounded down or whatnot. So that's another way to do a decimal format and formatting your output. I personally like format here because it's just quicker, and it's you can still do nice stuff with it, you know, with the whole comma grouping and the dot 2 for the amount of precision you want. So that's pretty simple. Also, I'll probably be going over the big decimal and math context if I haven't done if I haven't done that yet, which are very important classes since they allow you to add extra precision to a number depending on what the length of the digit is. So I believe we're at the end of this tutorial. This was pretty much a very short tutorial. We're just going to go over system.out format and decimal format and showing you how these things work. So that's pretty much it. In my opinion, which one would I use more often? I would definitely use system.out format. It's quicker and it's just easier to remember with the whole percent and comma and pretty much that stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Have a good one.